Yeah, yeah. Sun Tech in the building. What up? Okay, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Um, my name is Noel A. Booker Sr. with Business Credit Builder. And today we're going to be talking about training for business owners, business credit training for business owners and entrepreneurs. During this during this training, you'll discover how to build business credit that's linked to your EIN and not your social security number that requires no personal guarantee or credit check, and how to get business loans and credit lines even if you have personal credit issues, no collateral, or are just starting your business. Okay, so if you're just getting in the room and you know where the chat is, put in the chat your business name and what type of business it is. Okay. Put that in the chat, your business name and what type of business it is. All right. And we're going to get popping. Okay. Boom. All right. Let me share my screen and we're going to get started here. Busy bees. Okay. Okay, you should be able to see my screen better now. Okay, this is the business credit training. Let's do it. We got some names up in there. Okay, bet that, bet that. How's everybody doing? I thank y'all for coming. And we're going to talk about business credit, how to build some business credit for your EIN. And this is the real deal. Holyfield. Okay? All right. Um, All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Noel A. Booker Sr. My company is called Business Credit Builder. The website is businesscreditbuilder.us. And you see my contact information is listed. My phone number, the email. Now, there are buttons at the bottom of this screen here. Now, check it out. There's a free guide on how to build business credit. Just go to businesscreditbuilder.us/free guide and get that free guide. You'll know you like free stuff. Go ahead and get that free guide. All right. Now, if you want to talk to me about the services that we provide or helping your business gain business credit and funding, then what you would do is schedule a free business credit consultation by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. And after this webinar, you think that you might be able to get approved for funding, you would go to businesscreditbuilder.us/get funding. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, what we will cover today, and I'm gonna go pretty fast, so y'all take notes and y'all can ask questions in the chat or open up your mic, stuff like that. Um, I encourage interaction because that feeds me, right? That feeds me in being able to give you the best presentation possible. Okay, now what we will cover today: how you can get business credit within 7 days or less that's linked to your EIN, not your social, even if you are a startup or have bad personal credit now. Then immediately start using it to get the credit you want and need even from major sources like Target, Walmart, Staples, Lowe's, Visa, MasterCard, and more. And how you can access loans and credit lines even as a startup, have credit challenges, or lack collateral. All right? Most people fail trying to get money to and grow their business. Most don't know that EIN credit can be built regardless of personal credit quality. Okay? Many apply for credit in the wrong order. So let me tell you something. Building business credit is a step-by-step process. Each step is needed for the next step. Okay? So there's no skipping steps. You can't skip the line. All right. Each step is needed for the next step. Many entrepreneurs don't know that money is available based on business strengths, what I call the three C's of funding. The three C's of funding are credit, collateral, and cash flow. Now, if you have all three of these three C's, credit, collateral, cash flow, then you could possibly qualify for an SBA loan. SBA loan is the best place to get money for your business because they give you a whole bunch of money. They spread it over time and low interest. But a lot of us cannot qualify for that because there's a whole bunch of stuff that you need for that, right? So if you have two of these three C's, then you could possibly qualify for a term loan. If you have one of these three C's, depending on which one of the three C's you do have, there is money available for you. Now, if you don't have any of these three C's, then that's when you start building business credit. Okay. And as you build business credit, you gain more, you get access to more and more funding. Okay. And this whole thing about building business credit is a strategic thing. It's more thinking than most. It's more thinking. Okay. All right. All right, we're gonna go over. We're gonna get started here. Okay. What is business credit? Right? Business credit is credit that is obtained in a business name. The business credit, with business credit, the business builds its own credit profile and credit score for its EIN number. The credit is in the business name and based on the business's ability to pay, not the business owner's ability to pay. Okay? The business can qualify for revolving store credit cards like Staples, Lowe's, Sam's Club, Costco, and more. Okay. Why business credit is awesome? Well, let me tell you. Business credit has no effect on your personal credit. Okay? No effect on your personal credit. There's no personal guarantee needed in order to build business credit. Okay? Business credit building is fast compared to your personal credit because your personal credit, there are 5 factors that affect your personal credit. With business credit, there's only one factor that affects your business credit. With business credit, you can increase your approval amounts with better rates and terms. Okay? No collateral, cash flow, or good credit is needed in order to build business credit. And once you have business credit, you can get access to loans and credit lines. All right? And that's for real. Real deal. Okay. Every successful business in America has business credit. What you are looking at right now is what anybody can see for free. You would go to the Experian website, and there's a place on the website you could put in your business name or anybody's business name and address and get this type of information, right? This one is for Facebook Incorporated. They're in Menlo Park, California. Now, the piece that I want to bring to your attention is the trade lines. You see that? They got 40 trade lines. Well, let's go over what a trade line is. Because the trade line is the basis for building business credit. So let's make sure we understand what that is before we even go forward. Okay. So this is what a trade line is. And probably y'all know what this is, but I want to make sure we are all on the same page. Right. So this is the trade line. You go to a company, they give you an account on credit, right? A credit account, which means you could go and buy stuff on credit, pay them later. So we go in, we buy something on credit. That means we have the item, they gave us an invoice, when to pay for it and all the details, right? Now, then you pay this bill. Now, this is what happens when you pay this bill. The company that you got the credit from, you paid them. Now, they're going to send a report to the business credit reporting agencies, right? This report says XYZ company, they have an account with us. Their limit is X amount of dollars, and they made a purchase, and they paid it off in X amount of days. And they're going to send that report to the business credit reporting agencies. Then the business credit reporting agencies put that on your business profile. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one trade line. Now you can make more transactions at that vendor. They call those experiences. But that's one trade line, right? One trade line, which you can make more experiences with them, right? Does everybody understand what a trade line is? Because that's like the basis. Before we go forward, I want to make sure y'all are down with the trade lines. Everybody know what trade line is? Anybody got any questions on what the trade line is? Okay. No no questions? Everybody understands what a trade line is. All right, bet. Let's do it then. All right. All right, take a look at this one. This is Microsoft. Microsoft has 131 trade lines. You peep that? And Walmart. See, Walmart is like the king. Walmart's like the king of business credit. Word. They're like the king of business credit. And this is what Walmart does. Walmart will go to a company like Bounty and say, yo, Bounty, let me get a truckload of toilet paper. Now, the owner of Walmart, he don't go in his pocket and pay for this. He don't call the accounting department and say, yo, cut me a check. The toilet paper shows up at the store. They put it on the shelf. We go in there and buy the toilet paper. They take our money and pay the bill. And then Bounty says, hey, you did that good. Here's 5 trucks loads of toilet paper. Keep flipping that, right? That's what it is. Just keep flipping it. And that's what they do. They do that 513 times over and over again. And that's how business is done at the big corporate level and at the small business level. The corner store, at the corner store, when the bread guy comes, they're not paying for that bread right then. They're counting how many units came in, how many units went out, right? This is how business is done at the big corporate level and at the small business level, all right? How we can help, okay? Business credit builder. We show you how to make your business credible in the eyes of the lender. Our high-tech software helps you build your business credit to access high limit store credit, business loans, and credit lines. We work with all legitimate types of funding programs that are available today, offering funding through hundreds of investors and lenders through a multitude of different funding programs. Okay, that's how we do it. All right, now let's get started. How do you build business credit? Well, let's see who's in here. We got Busy Bees Learning Center in here. We got Sun Technologies Consulting and Tech Company. We got Busy Bees, that's a STEM education company, right? Okay, she gave me clarification, right? Robotics and all that. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, I like that too. Um, Toya says she got the Souls 10 ladies footwear for size 10 and over. That's for the big girls. We like big girls. Hell yeah, we do. All right. Annette is an officer at HLBPW, is a nonprofit. All right. Business credit is good for nonprofits as well. Okay. Okay. So, how do we build business credit? All right. Now, remember what I told y'all. Building business credit is a step by step process. Each step is needed for the next step, and there is no skipping steps. All right. So, here we go. This is the first step right here. This step is called what I call credibility and or fundability. All right? This is serious information right here. The first step is the most important step. Okay? The first step is the most important step. And the reason why I say it's the most important step because it's all about how you set up your business and um see when you have an application, right? They're going through what I call the smell test. And if you don't get past the smell test, then you're not even going to the underwriting department. So they can deny you just from your application and don't have to tell you why. With personal credit, they got to tell you why to deny you. But with business credit, they don't have to tell you why. So they can deny you and they don't have to tell you why they denied you. That's why this credibility and fundability step is the most important. And this includes all the simple stuff in how you set up your business. Okay. So we're going to go through that to make sure you're right, right? The perception lenders, vendors, and creditors have of your business is critical to the ability to build strong business credit. Before applying for business credit, a business must ensure it meets or exceeds all lender credibility standards. There are over 20 credibility points that are necessary for a business to have a strong, credible foundation. Okay? Now, let's start with business name. So, you definitely got to get a business name. You go to the Secretary of State, get your business name. It's very important that you use your exact business legal name. And your exact business legal name is what was sent to you from the Secretary of State on your certificate. The way that they have your business name and address on your certificate from the Secretary of State is how you want to spell your business name and your address every single place your business name is referred. Okay? So it's important to always list your exact business legal name. Okay. Ensure your business name is exactly the same on your corporation papers, licenses, bank statements, everywhere. Okay. That's crucial. Now, when you apply for your business name, they're going to ask you to select an entity. You can build business credit with almost any corporate entity type. But if you truly want to separate business credit from personal credit, your business must be a separate legal entity, not a sole proprietor or a partnership. Okay? You need to be a corporation or an LLC, right? In order to separate personal from business liability. Okay? All right. EIN number. I'm not going to talk that much about the EIN number, right? Because I'm thinking you'll know what this is about. You'll know about the EIN number already. But I'm going to tell you the two things that you need to know. One, you cannot build business credit without an EIN number. And two, your EIN number is free. So don't go out paying for an EIN number, all right? If you have more questions about the EIN number, just let me know. But I'm thinking y'all already know about the EIN number, but I wanted to make sure you know you cannot build business credit without it, and it's free, all right? So we're gonna skip all this employer identification number stuff, all right? Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Business address. There are three options when selecting your business address, okay? The first option is to have a brick and mortar, a storefront, right? But not everybody can do that. We understand that, right? Um, but you definitely need a place where you can accept packages, okay? The second option is to have a virtual office address. And there are hundreds of companies out there that offer virtual office addresses. The thing about this virtual office address thing is this. There are hundreds of companies out there that do it, right? To give you a virtual office address. Um, but there are companies out there that'll give you the same exact business address as they gave hundreds of other businesses. You do not want that. You don't want that, right? You want a unique address, and I'm gonna show you what to do about that, right? And also a lot of my clients, they get the virtual office address so they don't have to share their home address with the world, right? Because they got their kids, they got their personals, it's just private, right? So some things are private to some people. So some people get this virtual office address. Now, the last resort is the home address, and there are no more options in selecting your business address. Your home address is the last resort. And it's the last resort because creditors and lenders do not perceive home-based businesses as being credible, but they do this on a case-by-case basis, right? So for instance, let's say you do hair, right? You do hair from the house, right? Well, that's legitimate. That's feasible, right? You doing hair from the house. And what they want to know is, can you pay the bill? So they know people that do hair have some cash flow. So you can possibly pay the bill. Because that's all they want to know is whether or not it looks like you can pay the bill. All right. So you need a deliverable physical address. Okay. Okay. One more thing I need to tell you about that, right? So the home at the hairstylist thing, right? That's feasible, right? Now, on the other hand, let's say you got a trucking company, right? Let's say you got a trucking company, and hey, Miss Jones, let's say you got a trucking company, and you got a whole bunch of trucks, right? Now, it might not be feasible for you to have all these trucks at the house. And one thing to know is that on your Dun and Bradstreet credit report is a Google Maps picture of your business address. Okay. So when they're looking at your application, they're looking at the front door of your business address and they're trying to figure out whether or not this makes sense. Okay. Whether or not they think you're going to pay the bill. Does it look like they're going to pay the bill? That's what they want to know. Okay, so you definitely need a deliverable physical address. It cannot be a PO box. It cannot be a UPS address. Lenders will not approve and fund unless this criteria is met. Okay. Virtual office addresses. Right. So these virtual office companies, they offer, for our purposes, all we need is the virtual address. But these companies also sell stuff like giving you an office space. They got the receptionist. They got a meeting rooms, right? They got a break room and all this stuff, right? But for our purposes, all we need is that virtual address for as low as $50 a month, okay? Okay, my go-to is Da Vinci Virtual Office Solutions. You can go to businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors, and you can see the Da Vinci logo with a name, a telephone number, and there's verbiage on how to order the correct product. Because Da Vinci, what they do is they send a form to the post office so they can generate a unique address for your business. Right? See, these companies that set up and give the same address to hundreds of businesses that have the same, that's not good. That's not good. So you want a unique address for your business, and Da Vinci can do that for as low as $50 a month. Okay. Okay. Business phone. You must have a dedicated business phone number that is listed with the 411 directory assistance under the business name. Lenders, vendors, creditors, and even insurance providers will verify that your business is listed with 411. A toll-free number will give your business credibility, but you must have a local number for that's listed with the National 411 Directory Assistance. Okay, so this is how this works. You definitely need this local number that's listed with National 411 Directory. They're definitely going to check that. Definitely going to check that. And when they check it, they go check. Now they see that you got an 800 number and a fax number. Now you're looking more credible in the eyes of the lender. Okay? Now you're looking like you're doing some business. They got a phone number that's listed. They got an 800 number. They got a fax number. Oh, they doing something. They doing some kind of business over there, right? Okay. Business phone number. Even if you are a single owner with the home-based business, a toll-free number provides a perception that you are even a bigger company. It's incredibly easy and inexpensive to set up a virtual local number or a 800 number. Okay. All right. A cell phone number as your main number or a home phone number as your main number could get you flagged as an unestablished business that is too high of a risk. Don't give a personal cell phone number, or the residential number as your business number. Okay? You can forward a virtual number to any cell phone or landline telephone number. Okay? All right. This is my go-tos for the getting your cell phone, getting your business number. Freedom Voice, Ring Central, Vonage. Freedom Voice will give you a local number for $9.95 a month. They're listed with the National 411 Directory for $3 a month. And you can get the fax number and the 800 number for under $20 a month. Okay? That's Freedom Voice. You can get that information at businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors. Okay? All right. Website. You got to have a website. A website, and you have a business website and a business email. Lenders and creditors will deny you if you don't have a website. Spend the time and money necessary to ensure your website is professionally designed and works well. My company offers the small business web hosting package, which is all inclusive, which means you don't have to do nothing. I'm going to do everything. It includes domain registration, 12 months web hosting, website design, monthly updates, unlimited emails, expert customer support, internet consultation. To talk to me about getting your website set up, schedule a free business credit consultation or just call 404-500-9687. All right. And don't forget to get your free business guide, your free guide on how to build business credit. All right. Now, going back to that email, it's important to get a company email address for your business that's not only professional, but greatly helps the chances of getting the thumbs up from a credit provider. Setting up a business email address is just too easy and inexpensive to neglect. Now, avoid using free email services like Yahoo or Hotmail, right? Do people even use Hotmail anymore? Anyway, don't use partycheck at Yahoo. Now, basically these lenders do not want to see you communicate with them. Um, they don't want to see you communicate with a free email address. They want to see you do business through your business email address. So you need to have a business email address that's like your name at yourbusinessname.com, right? This is just this piece right here is like common sense stuff. Your name at yourbusinessname.com. They don't want to see that free email stuff. All right. Okay. Fax number. Lenders lenders perceive a credible business as one with the fax number. As a business, you will need a fax number to receive important documents. You will also need to fax in some of your credit applications. You can also set up an e-fax that goes directly to your email. All right. Now, your business banking history is vital to your future success of being able to secure larger business loans. The date you open your business bank account is the date the lenders consider your business to have started. Okay? The longer your business banking history, the better your borrowing potential will be. Okay, licensing. One of the most common mistakes when building credit for your company is non-matching business addresses on your business licenses. Even worse is not having the required licenses for your type of business. Okay, so you need to contact the state, county, city government offices to see if there are any required licenses and permits to operate your type of business. Okay, business listings. Take the time to verify that main agencies, state, IRS, bank, and 411 National Directory have your business listed the same way and with your exact business legal name. Okay. If you are an existing business and you have some old information out there, let's say because they're gonna search your business, right? They will search your business in Google. You don't want them to find old stuff, old telephone numbers, old address. You don't want them to find that. All right. So if you have old information on the internet, then this company called Yext, Y-E-X-T, has a product called data cleansing that will sweep all that clean and have your current situation listed every place on the internet. Okay. So that's a good deal. So the basic thing is, though, is to make sure that your business name, address, telephone number is the same every place. Okay? That's crucial. Okay? Okay, so that's setting up your business. Does anybody have any questions on setting up your business?
Hi, good evening.
Business.
I do have a question.
All right, Miss Evelyn, go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
All right.
Hey, question that I have in regards to the telephone, the 800 numbers. I remember back then you mentioned that we would have to call back to get them to do the 41 to acknowledge your numbers on 411 or something like that. I think you mentioned
Um,
that years ago about when you do open your business telephone number or the 800 or the local number, then you have to call back to get the 800 number. And then you also mentioned that you have to call back to make sure that it's listed on the 401 page or something like that. Is that the same or is it
I don't know if
different?
you're responding to questions I've had before was how do I find out if my business phone is listed, or you're asking about what else? The oh how to get it listed.
Yeah.
What's your question?
So the question is that I know in the past you mentioned that once you create the account for your telephone number, you would have to call back to make
Okay.
sure that they listed on 411 or something like that, and
Okay, I know what you're
also
talking
to
about
call back
now.
to 800 number or something. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now I know what you're talking about now. So with Freedom Voice and you set up your telephone number over there, it's a two-step process. First, you got to set up your number, right? First, you set up your number for that 995. You get your local number. And then you have to call back so that you can add the listing for $3 a month. Okay. So that's how that process works. You can't do it all at one time. I don't know why, but
Okay.
that's how that goes, right? And if you don't know, then you're just going along and don't even have your listed, right? So that's a little deep, like in this business credit stuff, there's little details like that are lumps in the road. That is why it's worth having a consultant like myself to guide you through. So we just guide you straight over those little lumps. All right. Yeah, so that one, I see you, Annette. So that's why you got to call them back and add that 311, the information, the 411 listing on that account, right? Annette, you're up next. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Oh, so far so good. Loving it, right?
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. You just mentioned that um the creditors are going to base how long you've been in business from the bank account. What happens if you change the bank account, or as well as if you change the name of your company?
Let's see. Both are not suggested to do, right? So one, your business name is your business, right? So it's like when you change your business name, it's like starting all over. Um, the you mentioned changing the ad. You
Well,
said,
maybe I should say amending the name because, like, I'm a part of a nonprofit, and so, like, I'm part of a quality assurance committee that they learn having that we have a national organization. They learned that some of the local organization didn't include that in their name. So now they will be, there's a lot of locals that have to amend their name.
aha, yeah. That comes into situations because when you fill out this application was what I call the smell test, right? Um, when you put in your business name, what they're doing is looking up to see if this business is legitimate, right? So they're looking up your business name at the Secretary of State, and they want to see the same information, right? So if it's changed, even just a little bit, it's not exact, right? So that's like starting a whole new business when you change that name, right? So you got those local offices that's now going to have to amend their names and stuff. So let me see. See, for those local joints, I would probably use the main name because that's been in existence the most, right? Um, so that's what the lenders would want to see. That main name that ain't changed, it's been in existence for the longest, right? So changing the name, that affects your fundability. And as the length of time in business also affects your ability to get funding as well. So a company that's been in the business for 1 year compared to a business been in business for 5 years, they're gonna get different fundabilities, right? Right. So I hope I answered that question. Evelyn, you got another question?
I do. I have another questions regarding to um, the my colleagues' information. In regards to that, what about Secretary of State? If you already registered in Secretary of State, they show that it's been a change or DBA. They not going to recognize that the lender? If you
Well,
provide that information through Secretary of State, hey, this is what's going on. Because I have the same similar situation of a DBA as well.
okay. So that will require whoever is looking at your application to do some extra work to find that out. And they're not doing that extra work in a lot of cases. Okay. That's why you want this process with the application to go as smooth as possible because now you're requiring somebody to do some thinking. So when they checking this application, and maybe one of their job descriptions is to check that business name, right? And they go check that business name and it's not the same, their first reaction is going to be like, no, that's not the same. It's changed. Now, they're going to have to, if they're good at their job, then they might think, right? They might think, oh, look, they changed it. But sometimes they might not change it. They might not look, you see? So you want this process to go as smooth as possible. So it is difficult, right, to understand that. So like with customer service, you gotta ask the right questions to get the right answers, right? So right, so they are not, most of the time they're not doing that extra work. They're doing exactly what they need to do by their job description. Oh, didn't match, deny. They don't have to tell you why they denied you either. Okay, so that's why having this. That's why this is so important. These first steps are so important because they could deny you and they don't have to tell you why they denied you. And you could be doing the same thing over and over again and keep getting denied. Okay. Okay, we're running out of time. I need to go on to the next step. Y'all cool with that?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, let's go. All right. So far we covered getting your business credible in the eyes of the lender, right? Which is your name, business address, telephone number. You need all that stuff, right? Now, now it's good to understand the importance of the business credit reporting agencies, right? The business credit reports. Business credit reports are offered by Experian, Dun& Bradstreet, and Equifax. These are the three main agencies. You will first want to get a copy of your business credit reports to see what is being reported. Because when you fill out an application, they're looking at it too. And they don't have to ask you permission to look at your business credit report. Okay. And these companies, they are in the business of collecting information, repackaging it, and selling it. So for our purposes here, they do what they call business credit reports for your business, right? And they will charge you about $99 a month for each one of these agencies. Okay, so that's not little, right? They'll charge you about $100 a month to get access your information about your business. Okay, and that's what they're in business of doing. Right? Um, let's see. Dun& Bradstreet. This is the first place you want to think about. Dun& Bradstreet. Obtaining a Dun & Bradstreet number, which they call a Duns number, begins the process of building your business credit profile with them. Your Duns number will also play an important role in enabling your business to borrow without a personal guarantor. Okay? Their website is dnb.com. Okay? Now, the thing to know about getting this Duns number is that it is free and it takes about a month to get this number. Now, in the time that you're waiting to get this DUNS number, they will contact you and they will convince you that you need to buy something. You don't have to buy anything, okay? Now, the things that they offer are good products, but I'm gonna tell you that the products that they do offer only affect Dun & Bradstreet. They don't have nothing to do with Equifax or Experian, okay? So I'm gonna get around all that, but the stuff I'm gonna teach you, we're gonna get all around that, right? So the stuff that they offer, don't have to buy. Getting your DUNS number is free, all right? And what this DUNS number is, this is an identification number for your business. So like on an application, if they have a place on there to say, put your DUNS number here, and you got a DUNS number, you're most likely gonna get this account because they know exactly where to send your profile information to, right? and that you got a DUNS number. That means you're a little bit more credible, right? You got a DUNS number, all right? All right. Um, you can also enroll in what they call the DNBI self-monitor to monitor your credit during the building process. A subscription for DNB self-monitoring is $39 to $99 per month, okay? Experian has what they call the small business reports, smallbusinessreports.com. For a copy of your small business report, it costs $50 to $99 for the small business report. Find out how many trade lines are reporting. See if you have a business credit score assigned. See if you have an active Experian business profile. And check on recent inquiries. That's with Experian. Now, Equifax, you can purchase a copy of your Equifax Small Business Credit Report. Okay. That's $99 a month. Okay. It typically takes more time to create a file with Equifax Small Business than Dun& Bradstreet and Experian. This is why it is important to apply with the credit providers who report to Equifax. Okay. Okay. Any questions about the business credit reporting agencies? Any questions at this time? Business credit reporting agencies. And that's crucial too. You got to understand those business credit reporting agencies, okay? All right. We're going to number 3, step 3. And remember what I said. Each step is needed for the next step. There's no skipping steps. Now we're going to go to vendor accounts. Now we're going to actually start building some business credit, okay? See, and you see how long it took me to do those first 2 steps? That's how important those steps are. It took a bunch of time. I'm gonna go through these right here real fast, okay? Um, the rest of this stuff is gonna go by real fast. Okay, now we're gonna go and get credit when we have no credit. You know that's difficult, right? That's a difficult piece right there. So we're gonna go and find businesses that's gonna give us credit when we have no credit, and they have to report to the business credit reporting agencies. Well, first off, not that many businesses are gonna give us credit when we have no credit, and 2, only 10% of all businesses in the United States even report to the business credit reporting agencies because they are under high restrictions and guidelines to even be able to report. Okay? So that's why this is a difficult piece right here. But I got you. I got you. All right? All right. So what we're going to do is get these net 30 accounts, which means they're going to give you a little bit of credit when you got no credit. But when you buy it, they give you 30 days to pay it in full. Hence the term net 30. Okay? Net 30. Got to pay it in full in 30 days. A business credit report can be started much the same as a consumer report commonly is with small amounts of credit. The business can be approved for small credit amounts to help them build an initial credit profile. These type of initial accounts in the business world are commonly referred to as vendor credit or net 30 accounts. And some vendors will approve your company for net 30 payment terms upon verification of as little as an EIN number and a 411 listing. Okay? I told you how important that credibility stuff is, right? So you see it coming into fruition right now. Okay? So these companies are going to accept your credit account just because you got an EIN number and your telephone number is listed. Okay? All right. Here are some vendors who will approve you for initial credit, even if you have none now. All right? Now, this list changes regularly because they change their underwriting guidelines based on current market conditions, right? So the first place to go is Maverick Office Supplies. Go to this website, businesscreditbuilder.us/vendors, and you'll see that Maverick logo, and there's a link, and it'll give you the homeboy hookup, right? So you go there, you set up an account, right? You buy something on credit, you pay them in 30 days. That's a trade line, real quick, fast, easy, right? JJ Gold does the same. The CEO creative, that's not for everybody, but check it out because that's definitely a trade line, right? Also is Granger, Pilot Flying J, and Uline. Okay? These are all very good net 30 account companies. They'll give you credit when you got no credit. All right? But you got to pay it in 30 days, right? Okay. Hope y'all got that. Always apply without using your social security number on these net 30 accounts. Never put your social on there. There's going to be a place for your social, but there's also a place for your EIN number. You leave the place for your social blank. Blank as hell. All right? The place for your social, you leave blank. You put your EIN number in the space for your EIN number. If you have an application that does not have a place to put your EIN number, then you have the wrong application. You need the business application. Okay? Cool. Some vendors will request it and some will even tell you that they need it, but ask them to submit your application without your social. Okay? This is for your business. So you supply it with your EIN number. Okay? When your first 3 net 30 accounts report your trade lines to Dun & Bradstreet, the Dun system will automatically generate a paydex score for your business. Now, the paydex score is what the lenders and the creditors look at to determine your credit worthiness. They're going to look at this paydex score. But Dun & Bradstreet will not give you a paydex score until 3 businesses have sent in reports to them. Okay? So make sure you get 3 businesses that are reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, right? So when you're getting these accounts, right, you have to ask them. You have to know who they report to. Because after you make that payment to them, you want to go to the appropriate business credit reporting report, right? You want to go to the appropriate report to make sure that they sent in the right stuff. And I'm going to tell you, they don't do this well, okay? They're not in the business of sending in your credit report. They're in the business of selling whatever they just sold you. So they don't put money into after the sale activities. Okay? So that's why you got to check your business credit report to make sure they sent the report in accurately and timely. Okay? Because they don't do that well. Okay? All right. That's one of the things too that you got to get through. That's one of the bumps in this whole thing. Making sure that they did what they're supposed to do. Okay? And the way that you make sure they do what they're supposed to do is pull your business credit reports. Okay? All right. Pay your net 30 vendor accounts in full and on time. You must be patient and allow time for the vendors' reporting cycles to get in the reporting systems. It typically takes 3 cycles of net 30 account reporting to build business credit scores. So I'm saying in 90 days, you should be able to have a good credit profile to go to the next step, right? Okay. Vendor accounts. Some vendors require an initial prepaid order before they can approve your business for terms. I say that so that you're not blindsided, right? Some of them, like Uline is one of them. Uline is one of those companies that if they look at your business credit report and ain't nothing on there, then they're going to ask you to do some transactions first before they give you the net 30. So I just want to let you know that that may happen, right? So if you do come across a company like that, you can just skip them and go to one that's not going to take you through those hoops, right? But if it's important to you, then maybe it's worth going through some hoops to get that account. Because the idea here is to get these trade lines. To get these trade lines, by hook or crook, to get these trade lines, okay? You need to have a total of at least 5 net 30-day pay accounts reporting, okay? That's why I got this car. You see the car? The car got the number 5 on it. Now you check out the car, got the smoke, right? But look at his face. His face is like, yo, we got credit. Now we rolling, right? So once you got this 5, preferably 3 reporting to Dun and Bradstreet, 1 to Equifax, and 1 to Experian, right? Then we're ready to go to the next step, all right? Step 4, revolving accounts. This is where we want to be. But we just can't skip over those other steps just to go straight here, all right? You got to set up your business credible. You got to understand those business credit reports, and you got to have those net 30 accounts before we get here. After 5 trade lines are established, using vendor credit accounts, obtaining revolving accounts is the next step. Revolving accounts or cards a business owner can use and not be required to pay the full balance owed each month. Most stores will not approve a business owner for business credit unless the owner has an established credit profile and score, just like in the consumer world. Vendor accounts must be used first to establish a profile and score. Then store credit can be obtained. It usually takes 90 days or less to establish a score and credit profile with trade lines. So I'm saying that 90 days you should have those 5, right? By 90 days you should have those 5, okay? Most major stores do offer business credit, but they're not going to advertise it, and they're not going to suggest you apply for credit, okay? But they do offer business credit accounts. Home Depot, Lowe's, Office Depot, Staples, Best Buy, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon, Dell, Apple, BP, Chevron, Racetrack, and there's many, many more, okay? Um, yeah, a lot of companies offer, but you need some credit to apply here, okay? And then some of them need you to be in business for a certain amount of time as well, right? So every company has a different underwriting guidelines, right? And see, check this. A lot of companies, in order to operate their business, they might just need a couple of these accounts. Like a trucking company, they might need a gas card, right? Or somebody that's renovating homes might just need a Home Depot card, right? To get this wood so they can flip the house or whatever, right? So you got to figure out. You might not get a lump sum from one place. Sometimes it's about piecing the pieces together that you need to operate your business. Okay, it might not be getting that $150,000 in one whop. Okay, it might be piecing it together. Okay, that's why there's a lot of thinking in this whole process. Okay, okay. Store revolving credit cards must be obtained before the business owner starts getting Visa, MasterCard, American Express type cards. Okay? So once you have 10 accounts on your credit profile, that's where you want to be. You want to have 10 accounts on your credit profile that says, I pay my bills on time. Look at this 10 accounts, I'm paying on time. That's what they want to see. All right. That's what they want to see. They want to see that you are a good credit risk. How do you do that? You have a credit report with at least 10 accounts that you pay on time, right? Approval amounts will be equivalent to the highest credit limit accounts on the business credit reports. That's for when you're applying for these Visa, MasterCard stuff, right? So try to have 10 accounts with at least one of them having a high $10,000 high limit. So what you do is when you get to the revolving accounts, right? You pick one of them, use it more often. When they see that you are paying on time, you call them and you ask for an increase. So if they gave you a $1,000 limit at first, you keep calling back. Can I get an increase? Can I get an increase? If they see that you're making on-time payments, they will increase you. Okay? Cool. Um, It is essential to keep using the credit, keep applying for more credit, and talk with credit providers to raise credit limits. If you do this, business credit will keep growing until higher limit credit lines are obtained within 6 to 12 months. Well, actually, it takes about 12 months, right? 12 months to get to those 10 accounts. So I'm not giving you no pipe dreams about, yo, we're gonna go get some money tomorrow. Nah. It's a step-by-step process, right? And I'm telling you the real step. This is the real deal. Step by step. There are shortcuts, but I don't teach the shortcuts. This is the real way to do it. All right. All right. Um, no skipping steps. 10 trade lines. High limit of 10,000. Cash business credit accounts will match the highest credit limit of reported on your credit profile. MasterCard, Visa, American Express, you can get with only using your EIN number. Loans and credit cards. Once you got business credit, you can get loans and credit lines. Okay? Once you have a, a solid 10 trade lines that you're paying on time, you can get loans and credit lines. Okay? Now, I'm going to go over some alternative funding options. Okay? Now, most people, when they try to get money, they go to the bank, right? So most people ain't getting money from the bank, though, for their business. All right? So of all the people, of all the businesses that go to banks to try to get money, 80% of them are getting declined at the bank because they want those three C's: credit, cash, collateral. The banks definitely want those three C's, no doubt about it, right? So, in later years, within under 10 years, there's been alternative alternative lending options that are trying to get business from those 80% that's being declined from the banks. So they're coming up with different ways to fund you. Okay? I'm gonna go over some of these different ways. All right, real quick. Here we go. Cash flow financing. Cash flow financing is the most popular type of alternative funding today. These are cash advances that look at bank account management for approval. If you have more than $3,000 in deposits per month, you can get approved. This is the fastest and easiest money that you are going to find. Now, it's expensive, and it's not for every business. It's for businesses that are already existing, that they came across a situation that they need to solve right now. Like they need to meet their payroll Friday, or a piece of equipment went down and they need to replace this equipment right now. This is what they do. Cash flow financing. Okay. Um, my my funding partner for cash flow financing is David Allen Capital, which you can find on my website under the business loan section. Okay. Um, you can get funding for them real fast just on your phone. Okay. So they got a quick, few questions to answer. And when you answer those few questions, and they're really looking at how much money you make each month, because this is about cash flow, right? They're looking at the cash flow. So depending on how much you make per month, they're going to send your application to the appropriate lending company, all right? If it's less than 3,000, they're going to send you an email saying, hey, you're not qualified at this time, okay? Because you're not making enough, 3,000, right? So we have different companies. They have Giggle Finance, Biddy Advance, and Bank Breezy. They all do cash flow funding, right? And remember what I said, these cash flow funding is not for everybody, right? Okay. Collateral-based financing. Collateral-based finance can be obtained if you have some type of viable collateral to offset what you are borrowing. Even as a startup with bad credit, you can still secure collateral financing if you have collateral. Rates are super low, much they're low as 2%. Because you know why? They know they get the money back because they're just gonna take whatever you collateralized, right? So here goes some types of collateral, right? Types of acceptable collateral include accounts receivable and purchase orders. Accounts receivable is also known as factoring. So one of my clients, he's a freight company, and he uses factoring to fund his business. So he's a truck company, right? So he does a load, he delivers the load, and he sends an invoice to get the money for that, right? But it takes him 30 days to get that money. So with factoring, accounts receivable, he gets the money the next day. Okay. Purchase orders. Purchase orders is for companies that have business, that have government contracts, right? If you got a government contract, like you're building roads or something like that, right? You got a government contract, then you can get a loan based on that contract. You can't go in the bank with a contract. They're not gonna mess with you at a bank, okay? But there are companies that will look at your government contract and fund you. You go in there and say, hey, I got this government contract. I need this piece of equipment though, right? I need this piece of equipment so I can go get this money. Well, they know this government contract is going to pay. So that's purchase orders. Stocks, bonds, 401ks. If you got these type of investments, you can get a business loan, okay? Revenue lending, that's similar to the cash flow. I mean, no, revenue lending, that's like, let's say you're a car dealership and you got a whole bunch of cars on your lot. Well, they see that potential revenue. So as you make sales, then you pay off your loan, right? Inventory and equipment. Inventory and equipment. So if you have $100,000 worth of inventory and or equipment, you can get a loan on that. If you have equity in your home, you can get a business loan. Okay. If you're an insurance agent, they have what they call the book of business. That's your list of clients. You can get a loan on that. Okay. Um, Now we're gonna go into the last one, which is credit line hybrid program. This is for when you have good personal credit. If you have good personal credit, this is good for startup businesses. Startup businesses with good personal credit. If you don't have good personal credit, let me know because I can hook you with some trade lines and all that stuff, right? So with with our credit line hybrid program, which you can find if you go to businesscreditbuilder.us/get funding, you will see the credit line hybrid program and you'll see a video describing the details of this program. This is unsecured, credit-based financing. It's a great way to get money for your business if you have good personal credit or know a guarantor that does. So you don't have to have the good credit, You can have a guarantor that does have good credit, right? You can secure up to 5 times what what your highest revolving limit account has now. So this is how it works. And you need a 685 or better, right? You need a 685 or better. So this is how it works. They're going to look at your personal credit, right? They're going to look at your highest revolving account, and they will match that up to 5 times. So, for example, if you have a Home Depot account that got a $30,000 limit on it, then they will give you up to 5 credit cards with $30,000 on it, not to exceed $150,000. And this will clear, you will get these cards in 3 weeks. Okay? So this is real good for startup businesses to get up to $150,000 in 3 weeks. Okay? And you can go on my website and find the details. There's a video. The rates are usually 0% for up to 6 to 18 months. This is no doc funding, so even startups can qualify. Accounts report to the business credit reporting agencies. And that's a double win for you right there. Okay. Other alternative financing is we have private money available. So like like a broker, right? So I have hundreds of legitimate lenders that have different programs. So you have to figure out which program works for you, right? We have venture capital and equity financing. That's similar to the Shark Tank guys, right? Where they give you some money, but they take a piece of your business, right? You already know about crowdfunding, but you can also get specialized funding to buy equipment, signs, and vehicle wraps. See, there are companies that just do equipment loans. They're just gonna give you money to buy equipment, which also means vehicles, trucks, okay? There are companies that just do equipment, right? Now, check this out. This is one of my clients. She was able to get all of these funding within 6 months. Now, not everybody could do this in 6 months, right? She's able to do this because her husband is a truck driver. She's a stay-at-home mom, so she's on the phone all day doing these transactions, right? She was able to get all of these in 6 months. Not everybody could do that. Sprint 2,000, Amazon 4,500, Tractor Supply 5,000, Exxon 5,000, Fuel Man Fleet 6,000, BJ 7, BP 8, Lowe's 10, Apple 12.5, Shell 15. Whew. Look at this list. This list is over $250,000. Look at PNC Bank, 150,000. That's a credit line, okay? Which she did not have to use her social security number for. She used her EIN number because her business has credit, right? All right. Okay. Um, so if anybody got any questions, bring them up now. Make sure you check out my social media, right? We got Facebook. We got all those social medias joints. My podcast is on Spotify, which is called Business Credit is Real. Make sure you get my free guide on how to build business credit by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/free guide. You get a free business credit consultation by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult. Okay. Um, if you think you can qualify for business funding now, go to /get funding. Anybody got any questions? Was this useful? Did I waste your
Yeah.
time? What?
Hello. No, I don't think you waste my time. I can't speak for others, but my last question,
Okay.
in reference to the net 30. So, being that it's net 30, do you make that payment on a 30th day, or can you make it anytime before that 30th day? And are those days considered calendar days or business days?
Calendar days. and you can pay anytime. Well, not anytime before. I got a strategy that I use, right? I got a strategy to use to make these payments, right?
Okay.
So this is what I do. You have to understand these credit reporting systems, right? Most of the credit reporting systems transmit at the end of the month, right? And what a lot of people don't know is that they won't transmit if you bought the item and paid for the item in the same month. Okay? So this is what I do. Let's say I got an account. I found out that they report at the end of the month. They do their reporting cycle at the end of the month, right? So what I'm gonna do is buy my item close to the end of the month so that at the end of the month when they report, I owe. I owe at the end of the month. And then I'm going to pay in the first week of the next month. Why? Because I want to pay within 14 days. Because when they send in that report, if you paid within 14 days, then the report that they send in says you paid early if you paid within 14 days. If you pay within the 15th day and the 30th day, then they're going to send in a report that says you paid on time. If you pay after the 30th day, then they say you paid late, right? So I buy the item close to the end of the month or the end of their reporting cycle. At the reporting cycle, I owe. Then the first week, I pay within 14 days. So they can send me, I paid early, bro. I paid early. All right. Did that answer your question?
Yes. Mhm.
Great. Anybody else got some questions? And just to let y'all know, on these live webinars that I do is when I do these questions. Because you can ask me these questions and get the answers right then. Like if you're watching this on YouTube, you can put in comments and ask questions that way. But this is the best way, right? So you can get a clarification of what I'm talking about, right? So, any more questions? Anybody? Any business credit questions? Go ahead, run it. I got you. I got you. Y'all know how to contact me, right? If y'all need to talk to me one-on-one, schedule a free business credit consultation by going to businesscreditbuilder.us/consult and get that free guide at businesscreditbuilder.us/free guide. All right. If we have no more questions, then we're going to end the webinar. And I'm going to thank y'all for coming and all that stuff. I hope this was good information for y'all. Hope this helps you get to your next stage in life. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank y'all for coming. Miss Jones, Miss Douglas, Evelyn, all y'all. Yeah, Steph, I see you out there. All right, everybody, y'all have a good day and get that money. Let's go. Peace, y'all. Thank you.